In this video, we are solving the homework questions, which is based on logarithms. So all you have to do is apply the log laws. Don't forget to write the log laws down and keep it on the side so that you're able to solve these. Right, solving this one. Don't forget, when you see fractions, they are actually a number to an exponent. So look at the first one on the left. So that will be log to the base 5, 5 to the minus 1. Don't forget, you can pull that minus 1 to the front of all of them. Notice if you have this exponent laws on the side of you, you can easily see that on the right hand side, we can apply the exponent law when there's subtraction, it's division. And so if it's 30 over 6, notice on top it is minus. So it'll be 30 over 6. 30 over 6 is 5. When there's a repeat, it becomes 1. We have minus 1 in front of that. Minus 1 times 1 is minus 1. And minus 1 plus 1 is 0. Our next topic is log equation. Notice in this question we have log 8, log 8, log 8. Now, there's a way of logs where we add the log on both sides. Now, if there's logs right through, we can also remove the logs on all sides. So our first step would be that because we are adding, can you see we are adding? This means we will multiply. And so it becomes log 8 and then we multiply. Do you notice? Now we have log on both sides, and this is what I was talking about. You can drop the log 8 on both sides. Drop it. That's what we're going to get if we drop the logs on both sides. The logs were taken out. We can FOIL the two brackets. X times 2 is 2x. Minus 8 times is minus 8x. 2x minus 8x will give us minus 6x. Minus 8 times 2. Negative 8 times positive 2 equals negative 16 is equal to 11. The next step would be quadratic and bring that 11 over to the left hand side. Notice that a plus 11 will become minus 11. Minus 16 minus 11 is negative 27. Next step will be to factorize the trinomial. Look at factors of 27. 9 times 3 will give you 27. So x is equal to 9. And with logarithms, x is never equal to the negative number. Okay? That's our solution. Right, this is our next question. It's very similar to one we did earlier. Notice we have 1 over 5. 1 over 5 can be broken to 5 to the minus 1. Notice we have log 2. Log 2 and a 4. When you see a 4, you can break it down to 2 squared. It's as simple as that. From this point, what would you do? Don't you think you'd want to move those exponents to the front of the logs? Is that logical? Do that. Try it out. Moving into the front, notice that log 5, 5, log 2, 2, when you have a repeat, it becomes 1. Minus 1 times 1 is minus 1. Minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. In the denominator, we have log 2 plus log 5. Notice that log with no base number written is log 10. So this will practically be log 10. 2 times 5 is 10. This is why I said log 10. I wrote the 10 base just to remind you. Now, log 10, 10. Isn't that a repeat? The answer is 1. So minus 3 over 1 is minus 3. Notice we got log x. That is log to the base 10x is equal to minus 3. Notice the question said log x is equal to, which means log 10. Log to the base 10 x is equal to minus 3. So now we are not done. We have to solve for x. Notice this topic is trig equations. Equations means solving for x. So can you simplify that and make it into an exponential form? So it is base to the power equals the answer. 10 is the base, minus 3 is the power, is equal to x. What is 10 to the minus 3 on your calculator? 1 divided by 1000 is equal to x. Correct. Don't forget our topic is log equations. We are trying to solve for x, but because we have log to the base 2 plus log to the base 2, because we're adding the same logs, you agree we can multiply. When we have x times open brackets x plus 2, this is the distributive property. So x times x is x squared, 2 times x is 2x, plus sign in between. Do you agree? Now notice we have base 2. Now we have log to the base. Answer is equal to p. So this means I will have to take the base, place it to the power, which is equal to a. Do you remember that log law on the left hand side? Back to our question, we have base 2. We need to place it to the power, which is p, which is equal to the answer. 2 to the 3 means 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. And then we have what's on the right hand side. If I move 8 over to the right hand side, this means I leave behind 0. Do notice that that is a plus 8, and a plus 8 will become minus 8 on the right hand side. Now let's factorize that looking at factors of 8. Now the goal here is to achieve a plus 2. So think of two numbers that can give you 8, minus 8, but at the same time give you a plus 2. Plus 2 minus 2 gives me plus 2 in the center, but when multiplied, plus 4 times minus 2 gives me minus 8. Those factors are correct. XX. With logs, x is not equal to the negative number, but equal to the positive answer. X is equal to 2. Don't forget, we are still dealing with trig equations. In other words, we are solving for x. Do you notice that all of these are log a? So you can definitely simplify it. I would rather move that negative 1 on the right hand side. In other words, the negative log a on the right hand side. Move it over to the left hand side so that it can become positive. Notice we have addition and subtraction. Subtraction means divide, addition means multiply. So x minus 8 and x plus 2 are going to be multiplied. So you need to first write log a. So we multiply them, but now we need to divide. So divided by 24, right? All of that is equal to 0. Now we can apply another exponent law where base to the power. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about this exponent law on the left hand side. Notice I have log a and exponent on the right hand side, which is the power, which is the p value. So log a is actually the b, and the 0 on the right hand side is the p. Do you understand? So a to the 0 is equal to the a value. A to the 0 is 1. If I take the divide by 24 on the right hand side and move it over to the left hand side, division will become multiplication. 1 times 24 is 24. The next step will be to FOIL out those brackets. You will get a trinomial. X times x is x squared. X times positive 2 is plus 2x. X minus 8 will give us minus 8x. Minus 8x plus 2x will give us minus 6x. Minus 8 times 2, minus 16. Next, the 24 on the left hand side, will bring it over and it will become minus 24. Notice that on the left hand side, the 24 is a plus 24. Plus 24 will become minus 24. Simplify that by saying minus 16 minus 24 will give me minus 40. We are on top of the screen. So factorize that and then you can solve for x. You will have two binomials. You will need to get factors of 40. So 40 times 1, 20 times 2, 10 times 4. Now, see if you can use 10 times 4 in order to get a minus 6. But different signs, is that possible? Definitely. If I multiply minus 10 times 4, I will get minus 40. That satisfies the number on the right hand side. But at the same time, if I say minus 10 plus 4, does that give me minus 6? So yes, definitely. So minus 10 plus 4 is minus 6. those are the correct factors. So 10 minus 10 is 0, so that means the first x on the left hand side is 10. The one on the right hand side will be minus 4, but logs cannot be equal to negative numbers, so x is not equals 4. Hope that made sense. Let's go and solve another one. Here's the next one. I would say pause it, try it out, and then look at the solution. Okay, notice we have a negative. And if we have a negative, this means we can divide. On the left hand side I'm talking about. Because they are both log 7, I will write log 7. And because it's subtraction, I will divide what's left. Notice the 2 in front of the log will have to move it to the exponent place. This is what I mean. It will become x squared. On top, in the numerator, I'll have 5x plus 2. Do notice on both sides we have log to the base 7. If we have log to the base 7 on both sides, we can drop the logs, which means take them out and just write the numbers that remain. We can then manipulate this and try and make it into a quadratic formula, into a quadratic equation I mean. Right, so x squared is being in the denominator, that means divide by x squared. Opposite of divide by x squared is times x squared. I hope that makes sense. Now on the left hand side we have 5x. The opposite of plus 5x will be minus 5x when we take it over to the other side. This means only the plus 2 is remaining on the left hand side. If I move the plus 2 over to the right hand side, plus 2 will become minus 2, leaving 0 behind. So plus 2 will become minus 2. You will then need to factorize that. So once you factorize that, you will get x plus 1, x minus 2. Looking at factors of 2 and factors of 3, this is what you'll get. So solve for that x and solve for the other x. Notice the x, the first x will be opposite sign, that is a plus 1. The opposite of plus 1 is minus 1, divide by 3. But remember, for the logs it can never be equal to a negative, no real solution, so slash that 1. The other brackets we have a minus 2, the opposite sign is plus, followed by 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, correct, so x is equal to 2. Right, I will leave it there. I hope that makes sense. Do carry on with the other examples. Hopefully I can do that via a video or in class. All the best.